In this video, I'll reveal step-by-step how to overcome imposter syndrome so you can 100x your productivity, hit the ground selling, and grow your agency to $1 million. This episode will be jam-packed with tips, tricks, and video clips of leading agency owners who have been in your shoes when they started their own business, despite some of them never having done any sales or marketing before. For example, here's Jack Pyers, who runs a $2 million plus revenue agency, recounting his first ever sale after finding it hard to convert dozens of leads when he first started his agency back in 2017.
I had to drive 2 hours up to somewhere in Pennsylvania to meet with the owners, and my pitch was a $300 package. Okay, that was my initial pitch. I was scared essless. Okay, I was completely nervous. I remember being in front of them like, this is the package, this is what the services we're gonna offer, we could do this XYZ, what do you think? And they're looking like wide-eyed at me like, yeah, you were referred to us. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Cool, great. I remember driving home, calling Carol, like, I got one, we did it, this is gonna work. And that was the first official close, $300 package.
I love that clip. So how did he crush his self-doubt to get to where he is? How did I go from a dude who worked at newspapers to my own content agency where I have 2 contractors? Stay tuned because I'm about to share it all. Okay, the first thing we need to recognize is that imposter syndrome, it happens a lot. In fact, according to the US government, imposter syndrome was a term coined in the 1970s to describe feelings of self-doubt or inadequacy often experienced by otherwise high-achieving individuals, and it happens to 56 to 82% of us, depending on the study. And in the agency space, we know this happens a lot to people thinking about starting their own agency or who are new to the industry. Just check out some of these Reddit posts. So here's a Redditor who's worried about their ability to be a successful agency owner despite having really good technical skills. So they're admitting in this post they're really worried about going out on their own and getting their own clients. And here's another person who says that even though they've done freelance marketing for 5 years, their agency could come crashing down at any seconds. But as long as I keep up the act, I'll be fine, right? So that leads us to the very important step 2. How do we as agency owners deal with these self-doubts and moments of imposter syndrome? Now, I remember launching my own agency on a cold winter's day back in 2020, and I was going through the business registration process, and I had all these self-sabotaging thoughts about whether I'd be successful. So I decided to jump on Google, and I went down a bit of a rabbit hole looking for ways to deal with imposter syndrome. Now, there's tons of great content out there that you can find, but I really liked one particular framework called the SBNRR technique. So stop, halt the negative thought in its tracks. Breathe, take a few deep breaths to calm your mind. Notice, observe your thoughts without labeling them as good or bad. Reflect, consider why this thought happened and whether it's true. And then respond. Choose how to respond to this thought in a supportive way. Now that's a mindfulness framework that really helped me out, and it really got me thinking about how far I've come in my career, especially when I got to the stop and reflect part. So I've worked as a full-time writer and producer since 2007, and I'm thinking if my employers have kept me around for that long, I probably have skills people value, right? So that's one way I chipped away at my own imposter syndrome. And I luckily had a few referrals when I started my own agency, and they've quickly become my longtime clients. And then not long after starting my own agency, which I still treat as a side hustle, I joined Vendasta and had the fortune of learning from other agency owners who have built $2 million, $3 million, $5 million annual recurring revenue businesses. And here's a clip from one of our most successful partners, Bruce Tannenhalls of PR Business in Florida. And I just love the confidence he exudes in this clip. Check it out.
Now we had to figure out how do we market more, how do we sell more, how do we deliver more, and how do we grow our base more. And that's just for me as an individual, that's important to me every day. You know, I look at how do I just get better? I always want more, not just about more money. It's more customers, more things to deliver, more products.
So notice in that clip, Bruce says, and this is really important to me as an individual every day. And that hit me. It's a really powerful quote, and it made me realize that running an agency successfully really boils down to a process of daily improvement. You don't need to know it all on day one. So within my own agency, I started to take daily steps to improve all the non-writing things. So how do I become better at sales, invoice automation, document automation, etc., to become more efficient? And that's really helped me scale to the point where I've had to bring in contractors to help me fulfill more of the writing, and I've had to step back more into a project manager role. Now, as much as we all want to grow to $1 million in annual recurring revenue and beyond tonight, it does take some patience. All that being said, let's talk about step 3. How do we get better, faster, so that we can sell, get clients, and get fulfilling and get paid quicker? So when it comes to running an agency, there are 4 key parts to your business: sales, marketing, fulfillment, and then the billing. I think most agency owners would agree that really the most critical component of all those components is your ability to sell and market. Because if you're not generating leads and you're not converting them, then you really have no work to do and no one to bill. And so I remember asking one of our wisest and most experienced partners, Chris Montgomery, who has an agency with over 30 employees and over $5 million in annual recurring revenue, about what's the best way a newer agency can dive in and start selling today. And here's what he had to say.
If you're an agency just starting out, you got to go and get boots on the ground. I'll tell you a quick story, and I still go out and sell quite a bit, but I recently went to this Mediterranean restaurant I found in the town that we're in. This is in the last couple of months. I ordered food there. I knew the guy that was doing making the food and doing all of that was the owner of the business. We got engaged in a conversation. He asked me, how'd you find us? I'm like, I barely found you, right? But you were the one that had the best reviews. We got into a conversation. 3 weeks later, he became a customer, and I'm still a customer of his. So if you're just starting out in the agency, get out there and talk to businesses, understand what their challenges are, and then offer them solutions. So I would stick to your local market to start, and then branch out into other types of marketing to bring clients in once you understand your core clientele.
Again, I love that clip, and you know it. It's the motto that made Nike the global brand it is today. Just do it. You gotta fall off that sales bike a few times before it becomes second nature. But of course, it's important you go into any of your sales and prospecting meetings with a little bit of an idea of what you're doing. So as far as leads go, use your relationships. Do you know local business owners in your area? What about professional contacts on LinkedIn? Or friends and family who have businesses? Just get out there, message and call them, and just start selling. And don't forget, there's tons of content on this very channel to help you as well, like the AI agency pitch training video and white label pitch deck that I've built for you guys here that you can download, rebrand, and repurpose to make a pitch to local businesses. So check it out. But really, you want to be learning as much as you can, attend sales boot camps, get a mentor if you can, and just get out there, make mistakes, and I guarantee you that you'll eventually close a sale, and once you do, there'll be many closes after that. Step 4. Where you have technology, skills, and resource gaps, it's really important that you bring in the right tools and people. I'd say that is such an important part of overcoming imposter syndrome. So as Bruce said in the earlier clip, once you're on a roll with clients, you'll be trying to figure out how to offer more and more because they're going to want more and more. And you can't possibly handle every single thing for a client, like building their website, responding to their Google reviews, scheduling social posts across their social media platforms, creating automations. You need to focus on whatever you're good at. So consider technology solutions that can help take the weight off doing time-consuming tasks or give you access to quality vendors who can do the heavy lifting for you. So things like an SEO audit or completing a website package. So you can't be an imposter if you're bringing in the experts, right? Now, I want to point you to an interview I had with agency owner Marcel Korsic, who runs a $1 million annual revenue business and has carefully crafted his technology and business model to remove all execution work from his agency. He and his wife handle sales, client relationships, and quality assurance, while AI and contractors and VAs handle all the grunt work. It's a really awesome interview. I love his business model because he spills out his whole tech stack and process that you can copy and paste for your own agency. Check that out. It will hopefully give you some inspiration and save you a ton of time in terms of how to target leads and configure your business model in a way where you've got quality providers and AI handling the fulfillment so you can do the fun stuff of just managing the client relationships. There's one final tip I want to leave you with, and that no matter if you're feeling imposter syndrome or not, there will be moments in running your agency where you're going to be caught in analysis paralysis or just feel frozen. It could be uncertainty over a hiring decision. Perhaps you've never hired before. It could be doubts around your own ad spend to generate leads, or confusion on which way to go in a client's marketing strategy. And I'll let Jack, who you saw at the start, leave you with a golden nugget on how to deal with these moments.
Being in the restaurant hospitality business, you make decisions quickly, you determine things, and you make a decision and you move. And whether it was good or bad, the decision's made and you learn.
And that guy has a $2 million plus annual recurring revenue agency. And his test and learn mentality is critical to breaking through imposter syndrome. That ability to make a decision and learn from it, either if it goes the wrong way or the right way, is really the secret sauce for getting better and better at running your agency each day. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just remember that imposter syndrome is something that many of us experience, but hey, get this, we persevere anyway. Use the SBNRR technique to make conscious improvements and try to learn daily. Use the right technology, get help from vendors and partnerships to do the heavy lifting, and be okay with taking risks. Whether it's a sales conversation gone wrong or an ad strategy that doesn't pan out the way you expected, you'll build the resilience and experience to become a better agency owner by just doing it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell.